Today we're going to talk about learning from failure. What is learning from failure, you ask? Well, it's pretty much this. In 2015, I created a group called Tres Marquee. It was going to be a indie group, making video games, indie games, just doing stuff that, was creative and also strange. It was supposed to be something that, you wouldn't find in your generic Twitter account. Twitch? Steam. It was supposed to be some of the stuff that, when you played our game, you think, wow, these guys are weird, backwards, and I love them. That was the main goal of creating this group. I wanted to create stuff that was outside the norm, that wasn't, within the confines of what you think an indie game should be. I wanted to create games that were narratively crazy to play and experience. Graphics didn't have to be the greatest, but I wanted something that something with gameplay that just blew your mind, or at least made you think, wow, that's interesting. And we had a lot of ideas, a lot of ideas. But the problem was, it's hard to do game stuff with your friends because you have an idea of what you want and on a time schedule of what you want, but then they also have their own time schedules and they also can't do the same things that you want them to. And sometimes you don't have the same experience. Sometimes the skills that they have are great, just not for the forum or platform that you need them for. So that happened. And then some of them aren't as motivated about stuff as you are, and you're just really pulling them along, and you gotta learn how to let them go. Alright. That is 2015. Going into 2016, we're thinking, okay, finally we're getting our stuff together. There's a new group being reformed, refractured. There's new people from the Game Design Club. We're coming up with new ideals, restructuring an ideal of a game that we had already. And then ECGC and Pixel Fest happens, but mostly ECGC. The East Coast Game Conference taught me a few things. Number one, it taught me that dreams are what they are. They're dreams. And it doesn't always mean that they're going to come true, and it doesn't always mean that they're going to stay in us with these dreams. Sometimes they turn into nightmares. Number two, sometimes you really should rethink who you structure a game company or game design group around. Maybe sometimes it just doesn't work. Maybe sometimes if someone doesn't want to make a game about magic, they're not going to want to do it. An old asshole told me that, but we're not going to give him credit for that. Okay, he's a great big name game designer, but I'm not going to say which one it was that gave him that advice, because then that would just make him feel great about himself. So, there's that. But also, plans change, people drop, and it gets complicated. The ideals get messy. People change up their format. Someone always finds a way to try to get more power than they really need. And it gets bad. Things get very bad. And then dream projects die repeatedly over and over again. So, let me give you a count. Starting off, there was School of the Unusual, which was supposed to be a RPG game where you start off as a college student that gets warped into an alternate reality inside a video game of that campus, and you're trapped there and you gotta find a way to get out of it. Anyways, continue with this story. What happened was... Seriously? Anyways, what was supposed to happen was, it was supposed to be a mobile RPG game that eventually you'd be able to connect for multiplayer play and stuff like that. It was supposed to have weather mechanics, calendar mechanics, a lot of great things. However, couldn't find the right programmers, couldn't find the right artists. A lot of people wanted to jump on the project but didn't want to complete the project. Some people, when we were supposed to have a demo out, some people cracked under pressure and wasn't able to get the demo out. It was a mess. Great idea, a lot of great plans, no way of executing them, no funds. So then, what moves on is Tower, which was originally my ideal that I gave for Trey. And Trey was supposed to build off of that. It was pretty much almost, by the time he was done, a Dark Souls clone. Almost. Close. Anyways, as a Dark Souls clone, the ideal didn't sit well with the whole group, and everyone just started to go and get a little antsy, iffy, and just some of us just dropped from the project completely. Then there was Kill Your Heroes, which was another subsect of a game that was supposed to be coming out. It was supposed to be another RPG. A lot of RPGs have killed our group. It was an RPG that was supposed to be based around the ideal from the first game of an RPG that we were supposed to do. As you know, it ended. We brought some people onto the group. They didn't stick around. They left. We dropped other people. It just, stuff died. And then friends also started going at each other's throat because after a while, you start to get annoyed with like the way people do things. And then other projects started to die repeatedly over and over again. Some of them I can't name. Some of them I can't remember naming them or remember what they were about because like they just dropped and died so much. And I know game development is supposed to be about success, failure, failure, success. Failure, 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 and then finally your success. But after a while, you start to just get to the point where you just don't want to do stuff anymore. Or you just don't want to be a part of a project anymore. So, I pulled out from being a creative director. I didn't feel like creative anymore. I didn't feel like writing stories. Didn't feel like coming up with art stuff. Didn't feel like managing people and trying to get sound and stuff together. Didn't feel like trying to level design, help with that. Instead, I would drop myself down to like PR and business. I was going to handle the business stuff. Problem is, you can't make business stuff without a game. And you can't do game stuff without money. Or people dedicated to those projects. It was just bad. So I was going to stick to PR until, we could actually come up with stuff for business. Well, as you can see, that didn't turn out too well as I hoped. Which really sucked. Completely. Honestly, truly. So now we're at the moment where, we had a big meeting. I pretty much washed my hands of, leadership and stuff and just gave the remnants of this indie group to the wolves. If the group wanted to have it, they can have it. If they wanted to do something with it or not, whatever. I would help them, but there's only so much I can do. I can't just manage a group off of hopes and dreams and hopefully people feel motivated to do stuff. I can't manage people battling back and forth about how things are supposed to be done. Can't manage people's schedules. Can't. Not right now. I mean, if you had asked me in 2015, I probably would have said, hell yes, I can do all that. But that's a different Marcus and a Marquise, and it's why. That's a different person completely. So, we became Broken Tower Studios, or Broken Tower Games. You know what? It's hard to remember the name. Which is funny, because after all that talk about renaming and rechanging and redoing stuff and how much motivation they would have if the name changed and things would be different, and it didn't change. Nothing changed. It's still the same problems. And still relying on someone to motivate people to get this stuff done. But at the end of the day, I don't even think that... I think it was just a great idea that just completely imploded on itself. And I got documentation of stuff that just imploded. Love for you guys to see chat logs, because chat logs says a lot about people, a lot. You could tell a complete story about the Facebook messages and the Discord messages and the Skype messages and the Google Plus messages and the recordings of stuff about how stuff just didn't work out. I know, a lot of these videos are becoming real downers. Sorry about that. So, where are we at now in 2017? We're now in 2017. Well, I don't know. I think I'm just going with the flow on a lot of things. But trying to manage my own deteriorating destitute of a social life and a business life and everything else in between, I don't think I have time to pretty much worry or cry over another failure. I think that just becomes a part of life, the failures. And maybe one of these days someone will look at one of my games and be like, you know what, I like your game idea, we'll go forward with it. But until then, I don't know. I really don't know. I was gonna put some witty music to this, but like, there's that would just seem inappropriate. So yeah, that's where I'm at. That's why Tres Marquee isn't a thing anymore. It's not. I know that whatever this remaining remnant of like factions, oh, that's the new thing. So there's factions battling it out for power. How does an indie game group go into like battling war and factions? I don't know. Do I see it getting ugly soon? Because like Norfolk is trying to do like a gaming boom thing, and already there's factions forming around to battle it out to see which group can bring gaming to Norfolk. Yeah, it could get ugly, pretty ugly, ugly-ish. At least no one can blame me and said I was involved and I was the one who caused it. Although I helped, although my hands were pretty much moving a lot of the stuff forward. Sad face. Oh well. The thing is to move forward. How do we move forward? Beats the hell out of me, but like I was just told that we move forward no matter what. So don't look at our story as like the oh my god, it's just a bad idea to create an indie game. Just here's a few tips. Number one, don't form an indie game group with your friends. Or if you do, have a contract written up. Number two, one of you has to be the mediator. There should always be a mediator and a first person to have the last word. And number three, you know what? Number three, make a dating sim. We need more dating sims. Actually, we need more fighting games, but also dating sim. Like, if you can make it like a bar dating sim, that would be great. Like, that would just make my day. But don't let me get in the way of your creative freedom. And also, don't let me be the one to down your day. What I'm telling you is, with failure, that comes with success. And I'm at the phase where after a whole bunch of failures, success should be right around the corner. Somewhere. One of these days. I don't know. I'm hoping. Yeah, this should be. So yeah. Just keep moving forward, I guess.